Are you struggling to become a better person? Maybe there are certain areas about your life that you want to change, but you just don't know how. In order to become a better person, part of that process is going to be self-evaluation, really taking a deep look inside of yourself and evaluating different areas of your life. Hi my love, welcome to Midday Motivation. I am Hope Knowles and I am here to get you motivated. So today we're going to be talking about self-evaluation. But if you're new to the channel, I just want to let you know what Crystal Clear Hope has to offer. You're going to get motivational videos like what you're tuned into right now, but I also do health and beauty DIYs as well. So if you're new to the channel, then consider hitting subscribe. That way you can stay up to date whenever I post new videos. So I was reading an article and the author was talking about one of the ways that he motivates himself on a Monday morning. And he said the way that he motivates himself is that he looks at the previous week and evaluates everything he did wrong. And he uses that as motivation to kind of jumpstart his Monday morning so that he can improve upon those things. And it really got me thinking, because we're in that time of year where many of us are getting ready to go through employee evaluations at work, or maybe you just completed that. And we go through this evaluation process professionally, but what are we doing to evaluate ourselves personally? You have to be able to evaluate yourself so that you can truly assess the areas that you need to grow. So when I'm talking to you about self-evaluation, I'm talking about evaluating yourself as a spouse, as a parent, as a friend, like all of these different areas of your life. And self-evaluation requires humility. Yes, you cannot be full of pride when you're trying to evaluate yourself, because if you're really being honest, if you're really taking and looking and trying to get a true assessment, you're going to be looking for the things that you did wrong. Just like in the article where the author said he looks at everything he didn't do right the previous week and that motivates him the next week. So when you're taking a true look at self-evaluating of yourself, same rules apply. You should be looking at, where did I mess up? What could I have done better? What do I need to improve upon? And really take that deep dive. And that is going to require you to be humble. Understand that admitting that you need to change something doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means you're growing. Part of becoming a better person is growing. So instead of looking at it as change, look at it as a growth process. Another thing that you want to do is remove the thought of failure as being a bad thing. I remember watching this interview and the young lady in the interview was saying that every night at dinner, her father would ask her and her siblings what they failed at that day. And if they didn't have anything that they failed at, he would say that it wasn't a successful day. He made them realize that failure is not a bad thing, and it forced them to try new things. And I think a lot of times we get so caught up in success and not failing that we're not willing to try anything new. And sometimes you're going to have to fall, you're going to have to fail, you're going to have to fall short on things in order to grow, in order to learn what you like, in order to learn what does work, what doesn't work. So I encourage you to fail daily at something. Like, step outside of your comfort zone. What can you fail at today? Because even if you fail at it today, tomorrow you may be better at it, or the next day, or the next day, or you may learn that's not the way to do it. So the plan that I had needs to be changed into something completely different. But either way, you're growing and you're advancing and you're becoming better as a person. So I want us to look at 3 areas that we're going to concentrate on in terms of self-evaluation. So we're not going to keep this just with work. We're going to look at 3 specific areas that we can focus on. And when we're looking at this and evaluating ourselves, I want you to ask yourself, first off, is this how I would want to be treated? The way that you are treating other people, is that the way that you would want to be treated? Are you proud of the behavior that you're exhibiting to others and in other places? So once you can assess that, then you can really start looking deep into, okay, I need to change this, or I need to modify this. But again, I keep saying it, I'm going to keep saying it. You've got to keep humility in the forefront. Like, you have to stay humble. You can't have this mentality of, oh, I know everything, I can do nothing wrong, because that's not self-evaluation. So the first area that we're going to look at in terms of evaluation is individually. How are you treating yourself as an individual? And there's several different things that could fall under individually. First one being, y'all already know, spirituality. Like, what does your spiritual life look like? What does your relationship with God look like? Because that has to be first and foremost. So are you praying? And when you're praying, are you listening as well as speaking, or are you just going to God with a list of demand? Are you connected when times are good? Because, you know, we be falling on our face before God when things are bad. But are you there when things are good as well? Are you reading his word? Are you getting fed spiritually? Like, really evaluate your spiritual life. And then when you're looking at individual and evaluating yourself, how you treat yourself individually, care. So are you working out? Are you eating right? Are you getting enough sleep? I don't know about you, I'm the queen of not getting enough sleep, and it's not good, and it's something I'm working on. Self-evaluation. And I'm recognizing. So are you taking care of yourself properly in those moments? And one way you can really, if you want to get really real about how you treat yourself, is think about somebody you love, whether it's your child, your parent, spouse, somebody that you just love deeply. And if you saw them being treated the way that you treat yourself, would that be okay with you? Be really honest with yourself. Would that be okay with you? And if that would not be okay with you, then you may need to reevaluate how you are treating yourself individually. So with the self-evaluation, when you do that individual evaluation, you may have to get really real and be like, I need to do better by me. And it's okay to say that you need to do better by you. You need to take care of you. You can't expect somebody else to love you more than you do. Like, you've got to take care of yourself. So the second thing that we're going to evaluate is personally. So number one was individually. We're going to do individual evaluations. Number two is going to be personal. And with your personal evaluation, that's going to include your family and your friends. How are you treating people? It's sad to say, but unfortunately, the people that live in our household often get the worst of us. Like, they get the leftovers. Like, you give your all at work and civic organizations and things like that, and then your family gets the leftovers. How are you treating the people that matter to you most? Are you treating them like they really do matter most? Like, be real. Evaluate yourself as a spouse. Like, what you doing? Evaluate yourself as a girlfriend, boyfriend, as a parent, as a friend. Like, are you a good friend? When's the last time you checked in on somebody? What about that distant relative that you love and care about, but you haven't talked to them? You know, COVID has put a lot of division, you know, between people because we can't see each other as much, but the telephone still works. Have you shot somebody a text thinking about you? What's going on? Like, really be real about how you are treating people in those personal relationships. And if you don't like something that you're doing, now is the time to change it. There's no time like the present. So that's the second thing we're going to evaluate. So again, number one is individually, number two is personally, and number three, before we get to number three, if you have not subscribed already, then I need you to go ahead and hit subscribe and click that bell so you can get a notification when I post a new video. And post in the comments, like, let me know what you're working on. Let me know what's coming out of this self-evaluation. So now let's get to number three. Number three, the last thing that we're going to be focused on evaluating is professionally. Yeah, professional evaluation. Evaluate yourself at work. Like, are you a good coworker? Because, you know, we'll complain about our coworkers. We'll complain about management. We'll complain about all of that. But what are you doing? Like, for real, are you a good coworker? If you have a position of management, are you a good manager? Like, are you somebody that your employees can come to? Or are you the person that they talking about in the break room? Because they will. And then not just evaluate yourself like in your work environment, but evaluate yourself as an entrepreneur. One of the big things that I'm big on Crystal Clear Hope is entrepreneurship. So it's about helping you live your dreams. So as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, whether you have no employees and you're a solopreneur, or you have 50 employees, or it's just a thought process and concept, like, evaluate yourself in that regard as well. Are you giving 110%? Are you putting the same effort into your own business that you put into your job? Because the reality is, when you're starting a business, you may not be reaping the benefits financially. So you're putting more effort probably into your job because you're reaping those benefits financially. But if you want to get that long-term financial gain from your baby, from your business, you've got to put forth the same effort, if not more. So evaluate yourself professionally. So you look at those 3 different areas of your life. It's the end of the year. Like, it's a great time to just evaluate and leave all the garbage in 2020 and let's walk into 2021 refreshed. So evaluate yourself individually, evaluate yourself personally, those personal relationships, and evaluate yourself professionally, both at work and in your own endeavors, entrepreneurship endeavors. I close every midday motivation by saying walk in your purpose, with purpose, on purpose. And part of doing that and living a purposeful life is being able to be real with yourself and evaluate yourself so that you can grow. Like I said, to become a better person, you're going to have to grow. So instead of looking at it like, I gotta change, no, look at it as I get to grow. Not I have to grow, not somebody's making me do it, not I don't want to do it. I get to grow. Think about when you were a little kid and I just want to grow up and get bigger. Well, this is your opportunity to grow up and get bigger and be the best version of you possible. I love you guys so much. I will see you the next time. You have a great day on purpose. Bye.